Hello, everybody. It's that college football guy here with another video. It's the Week 7 recap show. Trying to keep my cat, I'm trying to record this video like 5 times, and every single time the cat comes up and just like cuts in front of the screen. He's sitting up there mad because I blocked off the pathway where she can get on the. Literally made a fortress around the table here so I can sit down and do the video. And she's still trying to figure out a way to get up here. All right, we've got review for some of the games that happened on this past week. Give me the good, the bad. There's a couple cases of ugly and calls Beavis and Butthead ugly, which is basically. We'll get into it. A couple of the games where teams got very, very confident, overlooked things. Teams that we have a lot of them fellow YouTubers who say they're going to be great, they're going to be a national championship. And I'm like, you played this way against your school, you're not winning anything. I don't give a damn what you've done, how many games in a row you've won. All right. First off, let's get into this. Tuesday games. We'll do subscriber schools here on this one, which is Tuesday game. Middle Tennessee State playing Louisiana Tech. I thought Middle Tennessee State, after how bad they played, they wouldn't get a win. Well, they did. They won 31-23 over Louisiana Tech. The good, Nicholas Vidiato had a good game. 23 of 29, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs. Not bad. The defense was good. Had 2 sacks and a pick. The bad, the run game underperformed. Only 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the passing defense allowed 340 yards. That is an improvement. That's got to improve. No. No, Mama. Sorry about that, but the cat's trying to jump up on here, and I'm getting tired of this. I'd like to get this video done. We're at 7-11. 7-11. We'll see how long it takes to get this thing uploaded. 7-11 Central Time, anyway. All right. Thursday games. 2 survivor schools went head-to-head. Houston and West Virginia in the Dana Holgerson Bowl, and Houston won 41-39, which kind of surprised me. The good for Houston, Donovan Smith, he had a good game, 253 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Matthew Golden had a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown, which is not bad. The bad, run game didn't play well for Houston, 140 yards, 1 TD, and the defense underperformed. No sacks, no fumble recoveries, only 1 pick, and he allowed 391 yards passing. Need some work there to get done. I think that's got to improve. West Virginia, the good Garrett Green, 391 yards passing, 2 TDs, 1 INT. So he had a great game. Rushing game was actually pretty good, 155 yards and 3 touchdowns. The bad, defense only had 2 sacks, no turnovers of any kind, and just seemed like West Virginia couldn't close the deal with Houston. They had chances, it just couldn't seem to close the deal. And I'm kind of sad about that. But Houston gets a big win. SMU and subscriber school East Carolina. East Carolina's just not having a good year. SMU beat them up 31-10. The good for East Carolina, the only good I could find, Andrew Conrad hit a 49-yard field goal. That was the only bright point. The bad, the offense. Completely underperformed. Was bad. 193 yards passing, 99 yards rushing. Not going to get it done. And defense underperformed not only of how much yardage they gave up, no turnovers and 1 sack. Just all around bad game for East Carolina. Next up, flip this thing over here so I can get this known. Friday games. We had subscriber school Memphis facing Tulane, and Tulane won 31-21. So the good for Memphis. Seth Hennigan had a good game, 321 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 picks. The bad, well, the 2 picks are part of the bad, along with the run game was absolutely horrible. 45 yards. You're not winning any games to run that low. And the defense, adding all the points they gave up, no turnovers, only 1 sack. It was just games. Passing game played well. Other than that, just not good. Not good. And we had another subscriber school played. Fresno State at Utah State. Fresno State wins 37-32. The good passing game, multiple quarterbacks. The passing game was good, 310 yards, 2 TDs. The run game was good, 151 yards and 3 TDs. And the defense made plays. 2 sacks, 2 INTs. But the bad, the yards they gave up. 363 yards passing, 205 yards rushing. Yardage. Bend don't break, I guess, but they won the game. And the game that was going to be called the choke job. I wasn't called the choke job, because I made a video on it. Stanford and Colorado, 2 subscriber schools, and Stanford wins 46-43 in 2 overtimes. The good. Ashton Daniels, quarterback. Stanford, 396 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Exceptional. And is it Elick Ayamanar? Ayamanar? Is he trying to become Randy Moss? 13 receptions, 294 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 20 yards a catch. This is Madden numbers. This is nuts. And defense had 4 sacks. They got after Shedeur. So the bad part, the passing defense gave up a ton of yards. 400. Not good. For Colorado, the good. Well, Shedeur Sanders had his 400 yards and 5 touchdowns with a pick. 2 of your receivers had great games. Travis Hunter, first game back. And Weaver, for his first name here. 264 yards and 4 TDs. This gives you a clue. Perez, 264 yards and 4 TDs. One receiver in the opposing team has 3 TDs. But you have 264, and he has 30 more yards than both of you combined. Nobody can cover. And the fact was, I think Travis Hunter was covering, and he was still making the catch. Man, it was something to watch. And defensively, you got 3 sacks, but the pass defense allowed 399 yards. Just pass defense on both ends, and congratulations to Stanford on a huge win. All right, the Saturday games. Here's my troll. Number 1, Georgia beats Vanderbilt, 37-20. Everyone's talking about you only won by 17 points. Okay, we'll go with the good. Carson Beck was okay, 261 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Like to see more passing touchdowns. But an exceptional running game, 291 yards and 3 TDs. Got it done. Run defense was also exceptional. 18 yards allowed. The bad, everybody said the 17 points. This is where I have my critique with Georgia. It said, these 2 points. You do this in the playoffs, you're going home. You understand me? You are going home. You keep fumbling the football. Turnovers. Game after game after game. This will not get it done. And the other thing. The main one, my main gripe. I had a Georgia players fans. I had some of them who are coworkers who were talking to me. Says, "Oh yeah, they're gonna beat up that offensive line. That quarterback's gonna get killed." Really? There are some. You can go to any grocery store in the country and find some Swiss cheese that has got more backbone than the Vanderbilt offensive line. Sorry to say this, but that Swiss cheese, worse than Swiss cheese offensive line, you only got 1 sack on it. 1. What the hell excuse do you have for that? None. Lack of focus. That's a coach's fault. Then again, the coaching situation keeps going. Folks, I still have my birdies telling me there's an NCAA investigation brewing. That there may be other things. I'm not going to get into that, but this could be big. All right. Number 2, Michigan and Indiana. They just beat the brakes off of Indiana. 52-7. The good. Actually, the good. 200. Good. The passing game was okay to good. It was okay. 244 yards with 4 TDs. The rushing game, 163 yards and 3 TDs. The defense had played well. 4 sacks and you forced 4 turnovers. The bad, more fumbles. Ball control. Got to work on it. Same thing happened with Georgia. Ohio State and Purdue, 2 subscriber schools going head-to-head. And number 3, Ohio State won 41-7. For good Ohio State, get the good out the way. The good out the way. It was a great passing game. 334 yards and 4 TDs. The rushing game was good. 152 yards and 2 TDs. Defense for us had 3 sacks. The bad, he did not force a single turnover. And too many fumbles. See, I look at a fumble. You fumble once in a game, that's fine. 2 is okay. 3 or more, we got a problem. And some of these games on there had 5 fumbles. You recovered some of your own, but 5? For Purdue, the good. Defense had 3 sacks and forced 2 turnovers. That was the good. The bad, the offense. 123 yards passing, 134 yards rushing. And all the yards you allowed to Ohio State. Just bad all-around performance. Congratulations to Ohio State for getting the win. Now we're talking about number 6, Penn State at UMass. And this was an absolute obliteration. Penn State wins 63-0. Just the good. It was hard for me to find a bad here, but there actually is a bad. The run game was great. 246 yards, 4 touchdowns. The defense was fantastic. 7 sacks, 1 pick. You allowed 45 yards passing and 60-plus yards rushing. Dominant. Daquan Hardy had a punt return, 2 punt return touchdowns in that game? 2? The bad in the game, your passing game. And underperformed. 162 yards and 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns is nice, but 162? Yeah. I expect a little more. Then we have one of the co-games of the week, maybe the game of the week. Washington and Oregon, number 7 versus number 8. Number 7 won 36-33, which surprised me. For Washington, the good, Michael Penix Jr., 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an INT. The bad, the running game, not even 100 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. The defense, a lot of boatload of yards to Oregon, only 1 sack and did not force a turnover. That's all the bad. That's all bad. Now, for Oregon, the good, Bo Nix. Good game, 330-plus yards, 2 TDs. A great running game, 204 yards and 2 TDs. The bad defense underperformed, 1 sack, 1 INT, and gave up a ton of passing yards, 302. It was a great game, but unfortunately, someone had to lose, and it was Oregon. Notre Dame and USC, 2 subscriber schools going head-to-head. Number 21 Notre Dame beats number 10 USC 48-20. I said Notre Dame is going to be able to beat them because if they can limit Ohio State, they can limit SC. That's exactly what they did. They limited USC. For Notre Dame, the good, the defense. 6 sacks, forced 5 turnovers. Xavier Watts, I think his name is here. Fumble return for a touchdown. Just wow. Special teams had a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The bad was actually the offense, from my standards. 126 yards passing with 2 touchdowns, 125 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. You won at 40. That's just, wow. For USC, the good, you scored 20 points. Your good was your kicker made a 48-yard field goal. The bad, the entire offense. Under 200 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, 103 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. Way too many damn fumbles. No sacks, no turnovers, and a boatload of yards and yardage given up to Notre Dame, and special teams just could not make stops. Just bad. So congratulations to Notre Dame on a big win. Now we're going to go to number 12 North Carolina, number 25 Miami. North Carolina wins 41-31. The good, Drake May. Hey, 273 yards and 4 TDs. The run game was pretty good. 235 yards and 1 touchdown. Defense got after it. 2 sacks, forced 4 turnovers. But the bad gave up 391 yards passing. That's got to be a better. Another matchup of subscriber schools. Number 15 Oregon State at number 18 UCLA, and Oregon State wins 36-24. The good for Oregon State, well, the passing game, 252 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Defense got after it. 5 sacks, 3 picks, including a Ryan Cooper's 67-yard pick six. The bad, the rushing offense, underperformed. 133 yards, no touchdowns. And your rushing defense, you give up 287 yards on the ground. That has got to get better. For UCLA, the good, just mentioned, the running game, 287 yards and 3 touchdowns. The bad, passing game, 166 yards, 1 TD, 3 INTs. And the defense underperformed with all the points and yards they gave up, not to mention no turnovers and only 2 sacks. Just not good enough. Now, Tennessee and Texas A&M in the Ugly Bowl. Good God, this game was hard to watch. It was a defensive struggle. It was just a lack of execution. It was ugly. An ugly game. Bowling shoe ugly. But number 19, Tennessee beats Texas A&M 20-13. The good, the running game for Tennessee. 232 yards, but they did not get a touchdown. Defense had played well. You had 2 sacks, 2 picks. You only allowed 54 yards rushing. And D. Williams had a 39-yard punt return touchdown. That was the second touchdown in the game. The bad, the passing game. Joe Milton. Good Lord, he was bad. 11 of 22, 50%. 100 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. We're not beating Bama with those numbers. Next game, subscriber school. Arizona number 19 Washington against number 19 Washington State. Arizona wins 44-6. Ooh, man, it was a beatdown. Arizona, the good, pass game, 342 yards, but no touchdowns or INTs. Run game was pretty damn good. Actually, great would be fair. 174 yards and 5 touchdowns. The defense played good. 2 sacks and 2 picks. The rush defense only allowed 35 yards. The bad in this game, I mentioned it. No passing touchdowns. That was the only bad spot I could find for Arizona. An all-around great performance and a great win. Just more passing touchdowns have been nice. Subscriber school matchup. Oklahoma State and number 23 Kansas, and Oklahoma State wins 39-32. The good. As Oklahoma State found their quarterback in Alan Bowman, he might be the guy. 300 plus yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no INTs. Had a good run game, 218 yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense was good. To a point, 4 sacks and 2 INTs, but too many passing yards allowed is the bad. 410 yards. Kansas the good. Jason Bean, 410 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. The bad. The run game, 90 yards, no touchdowns. The defense just gave up too many damn yards, too many damn fumbles, only 1 sack and did not force any turnovers. Just Kansas needs better, and congratulations to Oklahoma State on a win. Cincinnati and Iowa State. I had Cincinnati winning this game. Well, Iowa State said hold my beer. Iowa State beats up Cincinnati 30-10. The good, and Cincinnati. Carter Brown made a field goal. That was only bright. The offense was absolutely horrible. 99 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 INT, 115 yards rushing, no touchdowns. Defense underperformed all the points and yards they gave up, but 2 sacks and didn't force a single turnover. Just an all-around bad performance by Cincinnati. Subscriber school matchup, North Texas and Temple. And North Texas, big win, wins 45-14. For North Texas, the good, Chandler Rogers. 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, no INTs. They had a great running game. 220 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Defense made plays, 4 sacks, 3 INTs. The bad, the rush defense gave up 242 yards. Not good. For Temple, the good, the running game, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. And they got after the quarterback. They sacked North Texas's QB 4 times. The bad, no passing game. They only had 105 yards passing, no touchdowns, and 3 INTs. And the run defense allowed 220 yards. That's just not going to get it done. So congratulations. Big win there. Now we have Toledo and Ball State. I figured Toledo was going to blow the doors off Ball State. They won 13-6. What? For the good for Toledo, the run game, 210 yards and a touchdown. The bad, the passing game underperformed, 166 yards, no touchdowns. Too many damn fumbles, no sacks, and you allowed 167 yards rushing. Just underperforming. Florida Atlantic and South Florida. I thought South Florida was going to win this game. Florida Atlantic had different plans, and they absolutely obliterated South Florida, 56-14. The good for South Florida, well, they had an okay passing game, meet my minimal threshold, 250 yards and 1 touchdown. The bad, the run game, 138 yards and 1 TB. Defense, just no sacks, no turnovers. He allowed 382 yards passing and 205 yards rushing. Just not going to get it done. All right, subscriber school UNLV against Nevada, and UNLV wins 45-27. The good, Jaden Maava. Had a pretty good game, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs. Had a fantastic run game of 259 yards and 4 touchdowns. Defense played pretty solid game. 3 sacks, 2 picks. The bad, too many fumbles. Again, recurring problem. And too many yards given up. 287 yards passing, 187 yards rushing. That needs to be better. It's good, but it needs to be better. Subscriber school matchup, Kansas State and Texas Tech. Kansas State wins at 38-31. So the good for Kansas State. Great run game. Borderline fantastic. 172 yards, 5 touchdowns. Defense got after it. 2 sacks, 3 picks. The bad, too many yards allowed. You allowed 288 yards passing, 182 yards rushing. And your passing game just underperformed. 163 yards and no touchdowns. Not enough. Texas Tech, the good. Their passing game, 288 yards, 1 touchdown, and 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. Okay, we already knew this one. The bad, the defense had 1 sack, no turnovers, and you allowed it 292 yards. It's just circle around, but they got it done. Last tubes. I'm at the 20-minute mark. Colorado State and Boise State. Boise State, I swear, did you guys look at the Colorado-Stanford game and saw them giving away the lead and you were up 30 to 10 with 6:12 left in the fourth, and you blow the lead? What the hell? The good for Boise State, run game, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty great run game. The bad, the passing game, 138 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. Defense underperformed, 2 sacks, 1 INT. A lot of points on there, and defensively had a chance to get off the field and just could not close the deal. And that's going to haunt them for a while. Last game, San Diego State and Hawaii. I said because of Hawaii on there and San Diego State's problems, they may keep this one close. Well, San Diego State wins. San Diego State wins 41-34. The good running game, 157 yards and 3 touchdowns. The defense made some plays. You know, you had 4 turnovers forced in the game. After it. And Deshaun McGinn had a 70-yard pick six. The bad, the passing game underperformed, 221 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, and you only had 1 sack. 1 sack will not get it done. You need to do more than that. So, that is the recap show. Like I said, the ugly for this week is what Colorado did against Stanford. Stanford's win against Colorado. That was ugly. And what Colorado State did to Boise State. Boise State was ugly. But you can let me know about this stuff down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, everything that helps this channel is appreciated and helps the algorithm. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully this video will upload soon enough. It was, like I said, we're now at 7:31. Hopefully it'll upload soon, 7:31 Central. It'll upload soon enough. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Everything will be greatly appreciated. As soon as I get this done and uploaded, I'm going to be heading to bed. So I'm by my eyes because I'm going to be up at 4 in the morning to be out of here by 5. So I can be in my yard by 6 to go travel an hour and a half south, pick up a trailer, and take it to Memphis. Because the driver, who, I know the idiot, he lives in Pulaski. Where's where I'm going, pick up the trailer. He was coming in, the load came in from Arizona. It goes to Memphis. What he was supposed to do is drop it in the Memphis yard, pick up a trailer that's got to be delivered that's in the Memphis yard, that's going to Maryland, drop it off, and then, or he can take it to Pulaski, and he can do it when his week resets. No, what did he do? Bypassed Memphis and went straight home. Yeah, so I got to clean up the mess. So I'll be running hard, so we'll see when that video comes out. I might not be able to do one tomorrow. I'm not going to be a little bit late because with an early start like that, my hours are going to end earlier, so we'll see what happens. But no promises or anything. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Everybody's having a great Sunday. Be safe, and please be good to each other.